Hello, students. I hope you're all doing well. This is Professor Bowen here. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the research project that you'll be doing in History of Medicine, since I'd had a couple of questions about that over email. You might notice if you look in the syllabus that the first assignment for your research project is due at the end of the third week of class. So it's probably a good time to start thinking about this project and what you'd like to do for it. And I just want to briefly walk you through the various steps that you'll have to complete in order to meet the requirements for that first assignment, which is basically a research proposal. So the research proposal is basically a paragraph-long document in which you do three main things. First, you tell me a little bit about the topic that interests you. You have to decide what it is you want to conduct your research in. You don't want a topic that's really huge, like the history of medicine in China. You also don't want a topic that's really small and narrow, like the history of acupuncture in 2nd century Han Dynasty China. You want something in between those two ranges. But once you've got a topic, the first thing that you have to do with your proposal is tell me what that topic is and explain what about it that is interesting to you. So that first part of the proposal should be pretty short. A couple of sentences maximum. You could say, for example, I'm really interested in researching the history of acupuncture in medieval China because a couple of years ago I went to an acupuncturist and it was a really fascinating experience and it prompted my interest in discovering the history of this medical practice, right? Something like that. The second part of the project, of this proposal that is where you try to get a little bit more specific and define an actual question that you want to research. And this is what you need to spend a little bit of time thinking about because it's not easy to come up with a targeted, focused research question on your topic. It takes some time. When thinking about your research question, it's important to bear in mind that things are probably going to change the deeper you get into this project. The question that you start out with is probably not going to be the one that you end up with, and that's perfectly fine. It's completely normal for questions to change as you go through and start looking at sources. You might find that the question I started with is not answerable or that there aren't enough sources connected to it to really do it justice. The goal here is to just stimulate your thinking a little bit about a specific kind of question on your topic that you could, ideally in a perfect world, explore. So to take the example I've been going with, you might say, for example, to what extent did gender impact the way that acupuncture was done in medieval China? Okay, so now you've got your topic, 1. You've got your specific research question, 2, on that topic. The third thing that you need to do for the research proposal is think creatively about some specific kinds of primary and secondary sources that you could use, again, ideally, to address your question. And here I want you to think in broad terms. You don't actually need to start looking at journals or archives or websites to see what is actually there, but think about the kinds of sources, ideally, that would help you answer your question. And that's it. You put all those three things together. It's a paragraph-long document. You have your research proposal. Okay, and that is it. Those are the three things you need to include in your research proposal. If you're having a difficult time getting started, like, for example, you're not sure what kind of topic interests you, I would suggest looking through the syllabus, seeing the various things that we're going to cover over the course of the semester, and that might stimulate your thinking in some way. Also, feel free to get in touch with me. I have a lot of personal interests, and I am happy to share them with you as far as history of medicine goes. And of course, any other questions about the research proposal or the research project more broadly, feel free to send them my way. Okay? So I hope this helps. I'm going to wrap it up here and sign out, but really looking forward to seeing what you come up with in terms of your research projects for the class. Okay. Bye-bye.